everybody, and welcome to another video from Silver Arrow Cars. I am Joel, and this is one of my absolute favorites. I've driven a lot of different cars and a lot of supercars, and regardless of horsepower, features, tech, all the rest, this, and probably due to my age at 41, I hold in one of the highest regards. This is our 1992 Acura NSX 5-speed coupe. This is one of the earlier generation NSXs before they went to the Targa and before they went to the 6-speed. And this, both with the wheels, color, non-Targa, is what I hold near and dear to my heart as far as dream cars. This car came out when I was a kid, and I remember it coming out. I remember all the talk of this supercar from Acura that wasn't going to require massive bills for timing belt services and small service increments and all the rest. And it still holds a candle to everything today. It is everything that I remember. It's been a while since I've driven one of these, and it brings back the memories. I remember friends that had these cars. And this one in particular has been treated very, very lovingly over the years. Essentially 2 owners before it came to us, and 1 owner right from the beginning till 2018. So what's that? 1992 to 2018, 92, 20, 36 years in the same ownership. Pretty impressive. This was delivered new in Saskatoon. It didn't even get registered until 1994, which makes me think that it was owned by a dealer principal, likely at that dealership. Stayed within that ownership and was serviced there right up until June of 2018, to which then it was sold to its second owner. And about 4,000 kilometers were put on it between those 2018 and 2020 June when we purchased it. It's had all of its services done, or it's just going in for a new fresh service. It had its major service done, the timing belt was done, brake fluid flush, spark plugs replaced, everything, tires replaced. It's sitting on Bridgestone Potenzas. It's spectacular. So let's walk around the car really quickly and give you a better idea of the overall condition of the car. We do have a driving video that goes along with it. So starting at the front of the car, the overall condition of, say, the nose, so the leading edge of the car, is extremely good. We have put a paint meter over the entire car, and it is all original paint. These were built with an all aluminum body and aluminum monocoque construction. They were a very lightweight car, to make up for some of its loss in power compared to its competitors. But all the rest, all aluminum body. There's some panels like the bumper and the rear wing that are composite materials. But going back to the front, you'll find very small chips. The odd one here and there, pretty normal. Looking down the front edge here, you'll see a little evidence of it. And a little bit down here, the odd little mark. For a black car, it's very hard to pick up on it unless you get very close to the car. A little bit of scratching and scuffing on that rear valance, or the rear, sorry, not rear, bottom chin spoiler. But very little. If you look at the lenses here, very small amount of pitting, very minor. Of course, you pull back and you don't even see it. Same thing on the other side. You'll see a little bit in here. A little bit of stone chipping, very minor again. I would imagine this car probably had a bra on it for some earlier parts of its life. The hood, I'm used to doing a lot of reviews and talking around 911s. They have a bit more of a taller stance on the headlights and such, and you'll get a bit more chipping around the headlights. The front edge here, all very clean. Of course, we've done a paint correction across the entire car. But very little as far as evidence of stone chips. Nothing there. That's just a bit of wax residue. Did notice something very small up here on the hood the other day. Right there's one. A couple little guys, but overall, for almost a approaching 40-year-old car. Very, very impressive. We did have the wheels completely refinished by, in my opinion, the best wheel repair and wheel reconditioning place there is. That's Green's in Vancouver, British Columbia. So all four corners have been touched up. One of the only scratches I found in the entire car is this guy right here. And I didn't even notice it, honestly, because it's on that lower part of the door underneath this body line. And it does have the look of a little bit of muck being splashed up the car. All the rest of it, a little bit, just like on the front, on the mirrors, that's pretty typical for any mirror on any used car, especially a sports car. But everything else, the windshield is in extremely good condition. No real pitting there. The hood's immaculate, and the rest of the car is just phenomenal. Just very, very impressive. And you know what? Honestly, the interior shows just as well as the exterior, if not better. And the best part is that it has that distinguishable smell that these cars had. And if you ever got in one back in the day when they were new, you know what I'm talking about. That exists still inside this car. So let's just go inside and have a look. So the only thing I'm going to point out in the entire car is a little bit of wear on this bolster. We haven't touched it up at all. Probably could use a little bit of touch up and conditioning just on this corner, but everything else on it, you can see usually in this area people would sit and kind of shove themselves into the car. That is all in really good shape. All the leather there, and then the passenger seat is immaculate. Door panels, very impressive. Nothing to talk about there. The lower part of the door cards, no big scuffs or boot kicks or anything. All the vinyl is in great shape. The dash is perfect. Nothing to speak about there. Here's your mileage, 59,200. All the carpets are in incredible condition. It's just hard to find that. I would say this car shows as if it has 20,000 kilometers, not 59 that it currently has on it. Let's open up the rear boot and under the front hood. All the buttons, everything works as it's supposed to. All the buttons and all the plastics in the center console, all without any distress at all. Steering wheel, I did notice a small little scuff in the leather right above the horn button, but I mean that's pretty minor. All the rubbers and the door seals are nice and pliable still. No crazy kick marks on the door sills here. There of course is your number plate, 800111. I like that number. Try and get a license plate to match that. Buttons in the doors, all impeccable. Stereo works. There's always stereo problems with these cars. Stereo works great. Speakers sound phenomenally. I believe we did replace one speaker with an original OEM part. Let's just pop the headlights up. How about that old school door chime? Let's have a look at those lenses. In very good shape. Across to the other one. I love the pop-up headlights. Not for everybody, but I love the ear that it speaks to. These cars are compliant in the US too. If this car was going down south of the border, here's your VIN number. Let's just look real quick underneath the hood. And this is impressive. Everything is really tiddly tight and tidy. All the catting, all the little marks in the bolts, all the stickers, the catting on bolts, the plastics, the aluminums, all no corrosion. Really impressive. I love that the labels are still on things. You can still see some cosmoline on those bolts there and in and around there as well. Let's just open up the trunk. Carpets are like new back here. Just extremely, extremely tidy. It's incredible to find a car with this mileage and in this good a condition. No weird marks or scuffs or anything along this rear bumper. All in really good shape, and honestly the underside, we'll have to show you the pictures or look for them in our gallery, but the underside of this car is in incredible condition as well. Let's just swing here to the passenger side. Same thing, let's just have a quick look. Those door panels are minty, very much like new. That door sill plate, the serial number, and then the vinyls and the plastics and the threshold, all extremely good condition. Seats, just fresh. I love it. Absolutely love cars in this condition. Love knowing that somebody loved and cared for this car and kept it for so many years. Love the cockpit of these cars as well. I think you'll find articles where people talk about that it was designed with a fighter jet cockpit in mind, and they surely, in my mind anyway, accomplished that. What an absolutely incredible car. One of the great things about driving these things is that with that VTEC engine, it makes all of its power at a high RPM, near its red line of 8,200 RPM. The inputs from the driver are very instantaneous and very much with a connected feel. Manual steering with a nice light front end and light vehicle make for a really nice driving experience. There's no way, if you're a driver, that you drive one of these and don't want it. If you're in the market or have been thinking about a classic 911, definitely should consider one of these. The collectability is undeniable. Values have continued to rise, and finding the good ones is the hard part. Hope that gives you some better understanding. Well, actually, one last thing. Let's see if I can one-handed get into the engine compartment. All right, let's see if I can do this. Beautiful. This would pan you across this. Same as what I showed you in the front. Everything, nuts, bolts, the catting, the rubbers. Everything is just incredible and very well preserved and very well cared for. We don't do anything crazy with our detailing process. Essentially, we just wash, dry, and dress. We don't scrub anything. Just nice when you come across cars just like this one. So that's it. I'll wrap up the video there, but please, if you have any questions, reach out to us at silverarrowcars.com. My name is Joel. Ask for Tim or Joel. And enjoy.